Hello, Amelia Hirschfield here. I'm an entrepreneur and have worked to achieve several amazing things in my life by focusing on what's authentic to me and learning how to go after that truth, even when it's scary, even when I wasn't sure how people were going to take it, even when it wasn't the right or smart choice. And have found so much freedom, self-confidence, and really magic along that path. And I'm now teaching leaders and impact makers and 4 Myers-Briggs types how to do the same. So INFJs, INTJs, INFPs, and INTPs. And today I get to work on talking to INFJs on how they can quiet the stubborn part of them that thinks that things should be a certain way that they don't have a lot of control over. So that can look like relationships, like, no, the relationship should look like this. No, the relationship shouldn't have any problems. No, the business should be perfect and up and running and I should be super successful right now. Or, oh, the people that I'm leading should always look like super excited to show up, super lit up by my work, and enthused to be here all the time. So it's usually talking about things outside of your control, like with other people or business that's outside of your control. And the problem is it's outside of your control. And when you are wanting to focus on how things should look, it's causing you to do several things. And one of those is not bend in life. So you're like, no, this is how it should look. Not working with the other person, not focusing on some other things. You're like, no, this is how it should look because I said so, really, or I think this. So that can be focused on that. The second thing is you can be stubborn about how things should look. So it's like you're not willing to bend. You're like, no, it's this or nothing. It's the relationship looking like this or we're done. The impact looking like this or I'm finding something else to do. And that can be exhausting for you and that can be exhausting for other people because it's like you are defining how things should look in this one way without probably talking to other people, without consulting other people, and without really looking if this is a realistic expectation or not. It's like, no, I decided it, so it's going to look like this. The third thing is you might be frustrated with your businesses or your relationships regularly. Things might get better and then it's like, no, we're not where I want it to be yet. So I can't enjoy where I'm at right now. And oh, my dog Naya is in the corner here. You can see her paws moving a little bit. The fourth thing that you can struggle with is you are not where you want the relationship or the business to be. So it can be getting better, but you're like, it's still not there. And the problem is there might be moving as you get better with other things. So it can feel like it's very much in the distance or it's unattainable. And you're like, I don't care. This is how it's going to go. And the other thing that you might be focusing on when you are so focused on this is how it should look is that you're not seeing how far you've come. You're not seeing the change that you've made. You're not seeing the progress that you're making. You're just focusing on what you think it should look like, which usually is outside of yourself and probably always going to be a distance away from you. And instead of focusing on how you think things should look, which is that inward facing thinking part, that's that third least used part. And that part is very black and white. So you can tell it's this part of you voicing it out because it's like, it's this or nothing. It's like, this is how it's supposed to look. It's very perfectionistic. It's black or white. It's like, no, it's this or nothing. And that part is probably just trying to control your life in some way when it's speaking up like that. And usually what it needs to know is that can make sense that it's feeling that way, or it's thinking that, because that's how it's wired to be. But at the same time, your life, when it's focused and controlling you like that, is probably going to be pretty unhealthy in that one way, because you are not allowing yourself to soften into what's real. You're focusing on something that is, you think should happen, but it's probably not ever going to happen. So talking to that third, at least use part of you, it's like a 10-year-old inner child. Like, what would you say to a 10-year-old child right next to you who is having a hard time with this? You might say something like, hey, I appreciate you telling me this. I appreciate you caring and wanting things to get better. But at the same time, like, how is this impacting you right now? Are you enjoying this? Do you feel like you're always trying to push further and further and it's not getting anywhere? And maybe instead of focusing on that, we can focus on how things are changing instead. And that can make a lot of sense to that part. It's like, oh, I don't have to be focusing on this black or white, all or nothing, not perfect or perfect space in life. It can go into this, how am I changing right now? How have I changed in the past? And what do I need to change going forward to keep making my life and my relationships and my business better? Because when you're third, at least use part, that introverted thinking, in that 10-year-old role, can calm down, that can soften you, that can help you make better decisions, and that can help you appreciate what you have right now. So you'll be able to soften, you'll be able to feel a lot better in life, and you'll be able to be more of who you actually are, versus wanting to be this perfectionist and living your life according to this third least used part of you's wishes. And you don't know maybe how to control that and calm it down. And if you're ready for more of actual you versus living life by this 10-year-old inner child, essentially, as a thinking part of you bossing you around, which a lot of INFJs do, and their life doesn't go where they want it to go because this part is controlling them. Book a call with me. We'll get you feeling much more like yourself, much more like the person you want to be, and feeling so much more free, because the freedom that you find once you calm this part of you down and get this part of you to relaxed is literally worth more than gold. Like, people that I've taught this to would rather keep this than have money, because money doesn't solve this part of you's voicing up, needing to control, and being quite chaotic in your mind. That's not fun. I personally would rather have that. So book a call with me, website, ameliaharshfield.com. There's a connect page, fill that out, and we will speak then. And I will see you on the next video.